Hello? It's Naomi Smalls. And guess what? I'm here to recap RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18, Episode 2, from head to toe. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on Patreon. Thank you so much for tuning in on YouTube. I'm so happy to be back recapping the girls. We have a full cast again this week. We have 14 girls we're going to run through from head to toe. We're gonna see their fits, we're gonna see the fashions, we're gonna see how they tackle your favorite body part, my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack. And it's time for the runway. Up first, we have RuPaul. And RuPaul is a black and multicolor sequin column gown. She has these like opera length gloves and like this like sheer black material. I think the smartest thing about RuPaul's look this week is taking that gold sequin and having it like follow all the way down on her glove through her fingertip. I think that's the thing that makes this look seem so custom. And as a drag queen, of course, you want to like look like you cannot buy it in stores.
I don't want to see any fucking H&M.
All right, ATHENA DION up first. And ATHENA DION is showing off her back. She loves a backless look. She is definitely a fan of this silhouette. It's very similar to her unconventional design challenge from last week. It reminds me of like old runway where like the way that you actually like tackle the runway is like you're showing off like how multi-faceted the garment is, and she's wearing it as a cape, and then she's wearing it as a skirt, and then she takes it off and it's a boa. I think that is actually like very interesting and a really good way to switch up the look on Drag Race, way to keep the judges guessing in that 30 seconds that you get to walk down the stage. However, this is a lot of red. This is a whole lot of red. I like teeter back and forth thinking like, if you're wearing like an all red look, are you supposed to do a red lip? Would a nude lip spice this up? But it also doesn't help that she has like the red hair and the red costume and the red gloves. It's a whole lot of red. I see what she's doing, mixing that like brocade gold red with the solid red. And I think I actually would have just liked this specific skirt cape boa to have be all solid brocade, because I think it just like cheapens it having that solid in there. That charm belt she's wearing across her puss, I think there's like a razor blade charm on there. And that was the most intriguing thing to me about this look. Why does ATHENA DION have a razor blade charm on her pussy? Is she a gangster? It's definitely the same look that she wore last week, and last week I said she needed tits, so of course this week I think she needs tits. And that's coming from someone who didn't wear tits 10 years ago, but in 10 years you can learn a lot, and I know she's been doing drag longer than 10 years, so that's just my opinion. Darlene Mitchell. Darlene Mitchell, I believe, is showing off her skin, and she's taking this like sunburn approach. I want a tan, I want a tan with you. I think this is really smart how she has like she's decorating her body without being a body girl. I'm curious how she got this like stencil for the sunburn and like the eyes. That was very smart. I don't know who's getting a sunburn wearing tank top and pants. I wish she could have carried that like sunburn element into her legs somehow. Also the bikini with the boots. I mean, this is a lot. Why are there hamburgers in her tits? I don't know who Darlene Mitchell is yet, but I'm gonna figure it out this season, and I can't wait until I do. The bugs in the hair. Yeah, I don't get this look. I don't get this look, but maybe it's not for me to get. Up next, we have Mandy Mango, and bless her heart. This is really, she has a wild imagination. Let's just say that. Like, she took the whole like brown leather boots that were like the legs of the side table and gave it like a tablecloth with a trim, and she's showing off her face in drag, and then you turn around and it's her face out of drag, and she has her own little like tchotchkes surrounding it like it's grandma's table. And I kind of respect that, like, maybe Mandy Mango is not gonna make it as far to be able to have a conversation with her younger self, her out of drag self. So she's just, you know, making this moment before the season progresses. I think it's almost better when she opens her arms, but at the same time, it's almost worse. Like she needs just a little bit more like fabric to do the whole, is it awning moment? And I don't know. I already miss her natural hairline. Like in the challenge, she had her natural hairline out, the pony, and it was and maybe she's just not a wig girl, and you don't have to be a wig girl. It's actually really hard to commit to a runway where you have to like keep a specific body shape the entire time, because when we're walking, it looks strange when like one part of your body is not moving with the rest of you. So in motion, this look is just not necessarily runway. This look is not ideal for the runway. Up next, we have Didi Fuego. And Didi Fuego comes out as this like cotton candy moment. She's showing off her legs, and I understand why. She has great legs. I love that she took it one step further and bumped up her arch when she's showing off her legs. I thought that just made everything look so toned and muscular. And I love that she's not wearing a fishnet with this. If we're gonna do legs, you can't wear a fishnet. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm speaking from the things I hate about my history, okay? I love the like feathers that she's added to this. It's like all this like multicolor like cut. When they take all the feathers off of the plume and they just leave like a little bit, it adds like movement. I almost just wish she could have just like showed her face and not unraveled the boa, because there's something off happening in this like long sleeve top. It's definitely a strange problem to have as a drag queen, because I think a lot of our clothes like fit, at least my experience, like trying to like fit my body into things like this is always like too tight, but on Didi Fuego it's like Batwing almost, and it just doesn't look intentional. But I think the editors really did her a good one, because you can only really see it at the back of the runway, and I'm just a hater who's here to talk about it. Up next, we have Mia Starr. And Mia Starr, I owe you an apology. Last week, this is what happens when I do things myself. I put the doc together to see like what looks we were recapping, and I just forgot to add you. So first, Mia Starr is wearing this like definitely Cardi B inspired. Cardi B is on the judging panel. She has like the black boot and the white boot. And all I really want to say about that look this week is, of all the finger waves I've seen on Drag Race, that was my favorite finger wave. This week, Mia Starr. I think that this look is trying to pay attention to her puss and her crack. I just wish that she would have remembered, like, on Drag Race, we do need to see your face. It's just hard to like feel connected to someone when you can't see their eyes. So even if she just had her eyes cut out, or even like eyes and lip cut out, or be able to take this off like a mask, or even just, you know, face kini cut out. I understand why no one told Mia Starr that in the workroom before going out. And it is a competition, so get with it.
This is a competition, you know, get with it.
That this pussy cutout is a little strange from the front. And when doing this like nude illusion that she is doing with like the fishnet over it, she has like her neck out and she has her back out. And I understand like the back out because we're wearing corsets and pads and want to cover all that up. But something in the neck with how it's like moving, it just makes her look like she's got like old lady skin, and Mia Starr is like a toned, buff dancer from Florida, a hot girl at that. So we never want to look like we're like, gotta gobble. But I love that Mia Starr knew that she needed to take that like, it couldn't have just been like a little like skull cap. She needed to have some sort of like drama up top. All right, up next we have Kenya Pleaser. And Kenya Pleaser, I love this so much. This is like exactly how I wanted her to tackle this category. Doing this like nude look with the like flying squirrel goddessy type things, but having her like waist accentuated with like the white panels on the edge. She is showing off her everything. She's got her like legs contoured with this white paneling. I'm pretty sure it's on the arms too. She looks like she's aerodynamic, and that is such a cool thing to have when you're going down the runway to like add drama. I don't know if Kenya identifies as a big girl, but I am going to say I've never seen a woman of this shape on Drag Race tackle a runway like this, and I love to see it. The naked looks are not only for the teeny little girls. There's just a way to do everything correctly. Up next, we have CIARA MYST, and CIARA MYST is showing off her eyes. I thought that this was a really smart idea for CIARA MYST. Really smart for someone who paints so dramatic. I am fully into this. Like, this Bob Mackie reference is everything. Love the low hip on her right hip that like goes down. Detail, I think that keeps it like very feminine. It doesn't keep it too like costumey. It's just like those little angles that I think can like really make something look so much more special. I love the white with the mix of the blue tulle, and I love that she is like framing her gloves and her waist with the white. This is honestly such a departure from like the Halloween queen that entered, and such a departure from the blue queen that was here last week. So I love this, and I love that for this category. All right, up next we have NINI COCO, and NINI COCO is showing off her brain. I think that this is a really cool idea. I love the fabrics that she used. I feel like there's maybe something like a different color of like the brim of the hat that would have just made that brain stand out just a little bit more. But I love the skirt, I love the boot, I love that boot with this hat. It like takes it into like a somewhat Western vibe or somewhat like boss vibe, but without it being like, I'm a cowboy. And I think that the only thing I would change about this is just like maybe instead of the pleats coming like forward on her corset, just to like be smooth there, just to make her like skirt ruching stand out a little bit more and make her waist look even smaller. But this face, you can't get it. This eye makeup thing that she's doing is just so recognizable to her. They've only showcased 3 looks so far, and I feel like I already know her style, but I'm so pleasantly surprised by this. And she's a brainiac, so can't relate. Up next, we have MYKI MEEKS. And MYKI MEEKS is doing a Angeline reference. She is the Billboard. She is the Queen of Los Angeles. I love that we're getting like a brunette version of Angeline, like mixed with Betty Boop, mixed with like, this also gives me very Showgirls, like the Showgirls movie poster too. Her transformation is so pussy. Like MYKI's transformation, I think that she has spent a lot of time with the dolls, because when she gets in it, she is like serving doll. And this like bodice corset around the boobs bring down with the velvet is something that like really caught my eye, and it's just like a cool way to like add some zhuzh to a corset bodysuit. And I'm always looking for that because I am a corset bodysuit diva. I even love this like little like old school drag mule, pleaser mule with it. I love that MYKI came out with padded legs doing legs, because even looking at this, like, yes, of course she's not the tallest girl in the room, but she took it there with like it being in your face enough for the runway. Like, she came with the prop that has her legs on it. I love that she comes to the end of the runway, she drops it. This is giving me boat flashbacks. She comes out, shows off her legs, and not having the ankle strap, having the corset go panty go all the way up just helps her legs look great. Almost better than Dee Dee's. I'm kidding. I love the way that MYKI shapes her body. She's little, she still looks long. She's wearing big hair. She doesn't look stumpy. MYKI just is very good at drag, and I'm very excited to see her every single week. She's pussy. That face is pussy. It's really hard to be pussy in bangs. All right, up next we have Discord ADDAMS, and Discord ADDAMS comes out strutting yet again. I believe probably because they didn't give Discord the note last week. They played the same like do 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 cut the music about her runway this week, which I'm like, it's kind of rude. It's a little rude. Give her the note, girl, before you start playing in her face again. But she might deserve it because these are the same shoes as last week, and I've been there. I've repeated the same shoes before, and I just, you gotta space it out. When you think that people aren't noticing those kinds of details, just remember this is gonna live on television forever. So like, keep them guessing. Maybe she could have sprayed a few of the chains black just to, you know, give it a little cocktail mix look. This amount of jewelry does make me happy to see on Discord. It takes me back to a simpler time of Clark and Wilson. I don't know necessarily what she's wearing. This actually gives me design challenge, and it's shocking that like last week her design challenge was better than this week's look. They're basically kind of the same thing though. It's like black with an accent of gold, a backless jewelry moment, and I think she's showing off her back or her crack. I think the only thing about Discord is like she's switched back and forth now between blonde and black and blonde and black, that like I'm curious which hair color on Discord I like the best, but I think it's blonde. Up next, we have VITA VONTESSE, and VITA VONTESSE is serving off her butt. VITA VONTESSE is giving Chanel, VITA VONTESSE is giving Versace. She's doing this like classic photo of Linda Evangelista, like just pose like that. It's almost giving like a mix of Lil' Kim, because obviously the ass is like assing and she has like this long red wig with it. Her face is covered, just like Mia Starr's face is covered. The difference between Mia Starr's face and VITA VONTESSE's face is that she has like her lips out, and like when she turns to the side, you get that like mysterious profile. And that's just like, that's enough. We do need to see your face on the runway for it to make sense. And it totally makes sense here. I love the way like the house or like the teaching or like the method of like how VITA VONTESSE attacks drag. It's so clean. She has like, her padding is on point. She has a thong that goes in between the cheeks. And for anyone who has tried to stick padding in your legs and ass, it's so hard to get one, a butt, but it's also so hard to get two, a crack. And she's doing that flawlessly. The hip to ass ratio is pussy. The shoulders match the hips, pussy. And yes, this is maybe more of a performance look than a runway look, but like this category calls for her to be like, I'm gonna show you my skin without a reveal. Maybe she could have just taken the hat off on the runway and like frisbeed it. I'd be like, ah! But I was still like, ah! Just a little shorter. Up next, we have BRIAR Blush, the face of the season. And she covered it up. I love that she did this like joke. Would you call this a joke? I feel like this is like her showing us her humor, and she got like her one finger out. Yeah, I should like pull my finger, I'm guessing. I don't know. I think this is just her like showing her like comedic side, and this is a good runway for her, I think, to do that. Like there was like no stakes in her doing this. Her shape looks bomb. It's so hard to do that in all black with a veil that's covering your body. And she looks great. Choosing an all black look with black hair. Who would do that? Wait, who would do that? Who are you guys talking about? Oh shit, me. Oh, me. Yeah, doing an all black look with black hair is like so tough sometimes, but she paired it with this red lip and she looks gorgeous. I love that it matches her like red nail too. And I don't want to hear anything about how I don't have a red lip on and I'm wearing all black. Sometimes we say shit 2 seasons ago and we change our mind. And that is the beauty of being a woman. Up next, we have Jane Don't. And Jane Don't is giving another, I'm guessing another nod to this Bob Mackie performance where they come out with the lipstick and the mascara and the powder puff, and which makes so much sense with Jane Done's references and the queen that she has presented to us so far. Her shape is on point. I think that the black velvet was so smart against these textures just to soak up all the light, and like we still get her waist, we still get her hips, we still get her ass. I thought this was an amazing hair choice for this look. I'm not sure if she's wearing like an actual full wig or if she just is, you know, doing those like little like cheater waves, but she knows better than to come out in just a skull cap. She knew she needed some hair to feminize it. She knew she needed some jewelry to feminize it. And I love that she like pierced the tongue. I thought that gave it like really good interest and like almost like a purse or almost like a little like mace, like another accessory. And I want to know what this like, what these teeth are made out of, because that looks like, it looks like an actual like tooth. It's very impressive. She has like even the like little tonsil thing. It gives me kind of All Real Monsters, but not in like a shady way, in like a fierce way. Like I wish All Real Monsters looked like this. Up next, we have Juicy Love Dion. And Juicy Love Dion is showing off her left leg. I thought this was really clever to do like that like mirrored vinyl behind her leg. I think she did ditch the fishnets, and maybe I just spoke too soon last week. And it was really smart that she did that for this runway. I do think it's a lot of drag to be showing off just your leg, but I guess it's the high-low of doing that. This look reminds me of like Angelina Jolie on the red carpet, unintentionally like showing off that leg. Yes, this is giving me, it's actually one of the first collections I feel like that like made an impact for me. It's like that, I want to say 2011 Victor Rolf Spring Summer, something like that, maybe 12. And it has like all the tulle, but it has like empty space, like it's big ball gowns and there's just like big chunks of tulle removed, but in such a pleasing way. And I'm not sure if that was on the mood board, but this is giving me that. It's not something that I would have thought on how to show off legs, but it's cool to see her in more clothes after last week. You guys want to know my top and my chop of the week? I think we're gonna veto the chop. I already say enough crazy things that I don't need my voice saying who's on the bottom. I'm just gonna tell you my favorite look. My favorite look this week is...
Drum roll! Go!
Kenya Pleaser. Kenya Pleaser, I think, bodied this runway. And when I say body, I mean body, yaddy, yaddy. The rhinestone placement with the waist and the ass and the hair. Just, she really ate that for me. And I feel like she really needed that after last week. So you are my top of the week, Kenya Pleaser. Best wig of the week, I'll say VITA VONTESSE STARR. I'm not sure what the rest of it looked like, but I love that red color touching her ass. It was so smart to not do black hair, and I love that she didn't do blonde hair. I think it would have cheapened it. I really feel like red was the smart way to go. And the shoe of the week, definitely FUEGO. She knew she needed that arch to show off those legs, and respect. I've never been able to do a 120, and I respect you. Thanks for tuning in to From Head to Toe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Head over to the Patreon, and I will see you next week. But, and it's a big but, I'm gonna be in Paris next week for the 3-year anniversary of La Fierce, performing my little pussy off. So next week's video will be a little bit delayed, but fret not. You will get a From Head to Toe breakdown the moment I land from Paris.